Hi chaps, and welcome back. And this is part two of the construction of the trumpeter Soviet GAZ, the GAZ-67B. Yes, 67B. Military vehicles, and it's from Trump. Okay, little Jeep. Okay, grand. And in the first video, we've done the construction of it. Okay, and now we've on to the painting. So if we go down to the bench, I'll show you how far I've gotten with the painting and why I've sort of done so much without showing you all the silly little steps. Okay, I can tell you what I've done, and you can see then for yourself how far I've progressed. Okay. Alright, and so down at the bench, and there we go. There's the chassis. I've kind of detail painted, really. Whatever little bit of detail that's in there, it's painted up. It's got to get a wash and some pigments and things like that. But you know, so far so good. What I did was I gave it a coat of NATO black, and then I did the NATO green on the frame. Okay, some light grey on the engine, highlighted one or two parts with green and black, and silver here on some of the pipes and on the front of the grill as well. I used this stuff here. Okay, you've seen me using it before. It's called Typhus Corrosion. It's a Citadel technical paint, and what it is, it's a gritty paint. Okay, and I use it for rusty things that as a base for the rust. Okay, because it's gritty. When I go over that later on with some pigments, okay, after I give it the wash, I'll go over that with some pigments, and the pigments will kind of stick to it a bit. Okay, so the rust, it'll give the variation in the rust. Okay, and it's a good base for rust. The wheels, they're done in the NATO black, which is close enough to rubber black, and they'll take a nice they'll take the pigments easy enough. I'll be using sort of a nice dust, just a bit of dust them up, just to make it look a bit realistic. And with a wash in the engine and things like that, that'll come up nice. On the underside, I'm trying the teeth out for the dog. On the underside, I'm going to have a bit of mud and a bit of dirt and things like that, and some engine grime. Okay, just to kind of muck it up a bit and make it look a bit realistic. Okay, so there we go. There's our chassis, and on the what we call it the rest of the car, the rest of the Jeep. I give it a NATO black undercoat. Okay, and I used white XF2, to me XF2, as the highlight. Okay, so I'll be giving that a light coat and then bring it up nice and slowly with the NATO green, just until you can't see the white anymore. Okay, and what that'll do then is that'll give you a little bit of tone variation in the tone of the green. Being all one colour, it's nice to have a slight bit of variation in it. Okay, got to be a bit of detailed painting then on the inside. We got to do the steering wheel, the gear lever knob, the four-wheel drive knobs, bit of dry brushing on the clocks. The seats then will be done in a brown. The canvas cover here for the door, roll out door, that'll be done in a khaki. The inside of the lights, I'll do them in a nice silver, and then we can put on the lenses and things like that. after it's been weathered and stuff, so I don't want to get the lenses dirtied. And we have a saw here and a shovel at the back. Okay, so it's got to have a wooden handle and the metal on the saw itself. So far so good. It's coming up nicely. Nice little kit. It's only a little Jeep, but small good things come in small parcels, so they say. So that's going to be pushed down over. I don't want to go sort of forcing it down now, just in case I snap anything off. Knowing me, I will, and it usually happens in a video, so I won't do it in the video. I'll do it nice and carefully. Once I have it all painted up, we'll join the two halves together and get them glued into place. So next step is to that part is done. Next step now is to get the NATO green onto this, the seats to be done, the steering wheel and the gear knobs and things, and get that then detail painted up, and then we'll have a look at this. Okay, and next step then after that will be weathering. Okay, so next step, as I said, we'll get this this done, get it all green and the details done and that. Okay, right, so I have the I have the detail painting done on the right. I got the detail painting done on the upper of the Jeep. I've painted, as you can see, on top of that, inside the wells for the lights. Okay, painted them in silver. I used khaki, which is XF49. There we go. So we get that blue in there. XF49 khaki on the doors. Okay, the roll-out doors. They bolt in there and there. So they tie in there and there, should I say. I used NATO Brown XF68. NATO Brown XF68 on the seats. Okay, as the seats are done. I used an enamel paint. It's it's the red. Okay, on the lights here, there. A bit of oops, daisy. There we go. XF57 buff. Right. I use that for the shovel handle. It will darken up then once it gets a wash, so that's why I used a nice light colour on that. I used ordinary flat black then on the steering wheel. Okay, and the gear knobs. And that's the detail painting done. There was really fuck all detail painting there to be done. And I, as you can see, with the NATO green, you can see nice subtle sort of light and dark, sort of lighter here in the centre, slightly darker there, you can make it out just there. So it's just nice and subtle, nothing really bold and strong. I don't want it too strong, I don't want it to stick out and make it look too obvious. Okay, so that's the upper portion of the Jeep, the main body. And the last time I showed you, I had the detail painting done on the chassis and the engine and all that. Well, I'm after adding some pigments and washes and things onto that. Okay, so there's the tyres nicely dusted up. There's the engine. It's after getting a black wash. I just used enamel, made an enamel wash. Not enamel, I beg your pardon. I used acrylic, just ordinary black, flat black, and made a black wash down, and I did that with the engine. also added a bit of this, okay, which is make engine and fuel oil, engine grime, okay. There you go, it's a make 1407. Use a bit of that in the engine as well, okay. And on the underside then, I gave it used some of the pigments, okay. I showed you before this little pigment set that I acquired. It's got 6 nice colours on it. It's got dust, mud, rust, black and white. We use the sandy pigments then sort of underneath it there, just to kind of give it a bit of dirt, you know, a bit of dirt that will pick up underneath, and some of the rust pigments then on the exhaust. Okay, so if we give a downward look at the engine there, you can see that it's nicely dirtied up and everything else. It's not so bright as it looked earlier. It's a bit too bright, wasn't it? But once you give it the pigments and a bit of wash, it comes up absolutely lovely. Okay, so next step now, we're back onto the main body, the tub, whatever we want to call it. It's got to get a gloss coat. Then I'll put on the decals. I have a star here and here. There's 1 or 2 other decals to go onto it. Then give it a dull coat and give it its wash. It's black wash on that. Add some mud and dust and dirt pigments in the wheel wells and on the bottom, okay, and basically then just stick the top to the bottom, and we should be done with that. Oh yeah, we got to put our lenses on, the lights, front and back, remove our masking tape there on the windows, and put on the there's just the one. Only seems to be on the driver's side. Only the driver only got a windscreen wiper. The poor passengers to look through the mud himself, and I've got a windscreen wiper there to go on for the driver's side. So next step now, like I said, is a gloss coat, then do the decals, and then some weathering to it. Okay, I'm going to use a bit of Agrax earth shade because it's a nice brown earth shade, and I'm going to use that just on the seats, just to give a bit of weathering to the seats, and being brown, it'll give it an extra little bit of a tone to the seats and make them look a bit worn. So I'll go ahead and get that done. We'll have a look at it then at that stage. Right, lads, I did say that we'd have a look at it at that stage, which is the last thing you heard me say. Got kind of carried away. Yeah, and I finished it. Yeah, I finished it off. I have it all ready, and just before we go on and have a look at it, I just want to say that it was an enjoyable kit. Didn't start off that way. Kind of lost my mojo there for a while, and I put it up in the press and did a couple of other kits and got back onto it. But it is a nice kit. It is a nice kit, and if you're looking for a Jeep, it's a lovely little Jeep. It really, really is a lovely little Jeep. I'm after weathering it, and I'm after kind of, I wouldn't say heavily weathering it, but it's not far off heavily weathered. It's a bit dusty looking. Okay, so let's go onto the bench. We'll have a final look at it, and you can tell me what you think. And be honest. Please be honest in your comments. If you think it's a load of shit, tell me it's a load of shit. Okay, if you think it's good, tell me it's good. So let's go down, let's have a look at it, and you can let me know what you think in the comments box. Right, so here it is, and like I said, it's got dustied. I used a buff paint, XF67 buff, and from a distance giving it a light sort of overspray, and that kind of gives it its dust coat. I'm happy with how it came out. I really am. It's how I had planned to actually weather it. and I'm happy with the way it came out. Not really much more I can say about it, only for the fact, because what I needed to say during the build and during the painting, I said, and what I needed to say, I said it. So overall, it was enjoyable. Overall, I'm happy with the with how it came out. Details are very nice, very nice indeed. There's a lovely little detailed engine in there, even though you can't see it from any angle, even from underneath. You can just about kind of make out that it's in there. That's just about it. It went together quite nicely, no problems with it going together. It is very nice, it really is. So that's it, that's my little GAZ-67B Russian Jeep. Okay, and really happy with how it came out. Okay, so let's give it a final kind of a slow look around. Now the white that's in there, that's just I used glue and glaze to put in the lenses. Oh, sorry, I used glue and glaze to put in the lenses, and there's still a little bit of white from that. That'll take a day or two to sort of fully disappear, but it does fully disappear. And you know, they're nice. They're very nice, very nice detail in every little bit of it. I'm quite happy with it, and very happy with the final outcome. Okay, so that's it. The GAZ-67B from Trumpeter, lovely little kit. And yeah, somebody did mention, like, you know, for such a small kit and everything, why is it so expensive when you compare it to the Tamiya version of the same one? The reason is it's much more detailed. It is much more detailed than the Tamiya one. I mean, there's about 5 or 6 sprues of parts. There's a little bit of photo etch, not really worth talking about the photo etch because it goes onto the engine and you can't freaking see it for a finish. But you mean if you want to do it with, say, the bonnet off or the hood off, whatever you want to call it, you can do that and you can get in to see the engine inside. I didn't do it that way, I did it all closed up. Lovely little addition to any dial that you might be doing. I mean, I originally got it to do a dial for it. I was going to do a nice big dial with the KV122. I built a bunker thing and everything for it. Videos are there on it, and I just don't have the space to display a dial of that size, and I didn't want to go off building something and then just to break it down straight away, because I wouldn't even have any place to put it in the meantime. Okay, so here we are. We've got a little Jeep to add to my collection, and it's very nice. And if you're looking for a little GAZ Jeep, I would definitely recommend this this Trumpeter kit. Okay, so that's it for that, and I'll see you on the next one, lads, whatever it may be, and hopefully it'll be soon. So, in the meantime, like I said, any comments, please stick them in the comments box below, and please be honest. Be honest with your comments, and I'll catch you on the next one. So, in the meantime, go out and buy yourself a kit, build it, and enjoy it, as Abby says, and we'll catch you on the next one. And don't forget, see you on Monday for the bum.